All right. Talk. Hmm?
What?
Say it.
Say the call?
All right. Just wanted to make sure that our audio was good, that I was getting you. We are live. I'm just
Oh,
finishing
damn,
up
we're
the
live.
last touches right here. Do you like the new little setup I made for the double box? Gives you a bit more room because you were complaining when we did the double
I, I,
box.
I didn't like how close I was specifically.
Yeah, but is
I do
this
like it. It's very clean.
This one's a bit more in your style. Welcome back to another day of the NBA show. The ticketer is missing. I just didn't have time to re-put it back in. So
Shit.
I am right now visiting my folks as I have to fly out to Miami at the end of the week to go find myself a place to live
For
as my lease ends in a little over a
basically,
month. So we
basically,
got
Ciro is going to Miami for a crypto convention, but because of the recent bear run, he doesn't want to admit to it.
yeah, exactly. I'm actually very closely tied with Sam Friedman.
Ciro's got to make a pit stop before he hits the Bahamas
Dude, I gotta
for a
launder
special
some money.
vacation.
Argentina just said they're offering carte blanche in terms of their in Argentina. If there are any dollars, they'll accept.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's what they do to launder the money, like the government. When like
Is
they're like,
there
what?
is there any way to see your face on our stream?
Do you want to see my face?
I mean, yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, you
I feel like
talk.
a professor. It's cameras on.
Well, you're a queer boy. That's what you
Wow, we're
are.
we're both visiting our folks
Oh
here. You want to hear
no,
my joke real quick?
no, no. You know, you by me doing that, I can't show you my face because
What's up, Jalen?
it
What's
just
up,
fucked
Shade?
up the stream. 1 second. There we
Did it
go.
actually?
Yeah. By
Oh
me
yeah, I'm
joining,
dark on yours.
yeah. By me joining by showing you my face, you're just gonna have to live with it. Okay, guys,
All
Bradley
right.
Beal, as you guys know, I'm a Washington Wizards fan. And what that has led to a lot of frustration over the years. What's wrong, buddy? What's wrong?
I was waiting for me to show up on the screen. You can still see my Zoom icon. There we go. Never mind. We're good.
On
We're
the
golden.
stream, you're back, right?
Well, wait. I want to say this joke before we talk about basketball stuff. It is a basketball joke.
Okay, go.
Okay. So I don't know if you saw. First off, big loser of the weekend, Chris Haynes, your guy for the premature report on the Chris Paul wave. However, he recently reported that the Los Angeles Lakers and the Washington Wizards could possibly be working on a trade. And I wanted to hear from a Wizards fan because you guys have such a good front office. You're basically one of the GMs. I wanted to give you a hypothetical trade proposal, and that includes THT and a 2027 first round pick.
From the
If you want to
Jazz.
do that for no, that's just my no THT and a first round pick from the Lakers. Uh,
THT. THT
yeah,
isn't on the team anymore.
yeah. Well, that's the joke. Um, because
Yeah.
Laker fans for the last 3 years, whenever for THT's entire tenure on the Lakers, the trade offer for any player of good caliber was THT in 2027 first. So maybe my Laker fans will get the joke.
I almost tried to put
Derpy.
I tried to put monetization on our fucking show, and then
Oh, you thought?
I
Yeah, I don't
thought,
know what to. Might have to just take an hour and just delete all those shorts and reapply.
no, no, you're 100% right. That's kind of what we have to
Yeah.
do right now, and there's not really a better option. I also completely forgot that.
See, this is why I hate. I'm so choppy on these streams, man. I don't know what it is. Is it my Wi-Fi?
No, it's not your Wi-Fi. It's because I'm doing something right now. Give me 1 second. I just want a picture. There we go. No, it's because I'm doing a multitude of things right now on a laptop that's not
I'm
meant to be hosting a stream.
telling you, man. Streamyard.
You love StreamYard.
Well, every time I edit these damn shows, this past week or 2 weeks ago, whenever we started this, my voice is so delayed. Like I'm so choppy. It's so annoying. But what did Washington get out of that? They got they got an undisputed top 6 point guard in Chris Paul
We're not
of all
keeping Chris
time.
Paul.
The biggest loss for the Wizards was Jordan Goodwin. Looks like he could be packaged in that trade.
Is that what they're suggesting?
They told Jordan Goodwin that he's not returning
Why,
to
dude?
the
He's so
Wizards. I think he's
good.
in the trade. I think he's going to be in the trade. I worry he might be to.
He's like
I'm
23.
I'm worried they're trying. Well, they're trying to get a third team into it. That's why there's no official trades been announced.
I
But
know.
I'm worried that whatever the third team is good. I hope Goodwin doesn't go there because I know the Suns could definitely use another guard. But
Yeah, no, it all just interests me because it's kind of crazy how so Bradley Beal's trade, if you felt like it all happened rather fast, it's because it did. They were trying to make sure that Damian Lillard didn't announce the trade before they could trade him because they knew that would fuck up like the Suns and Heat, who the Heat supposedly had a limit that got hit already. So they just kind of like not wove the white flag, but we're just like, yeah, we good, you know?
hmm.
And they were chilling.
Yeah,
But
not good news. Another big loser of the weekend was the Chicago Bulls. I know Zach Lavin. I know Levine doesn't have a no trade clause, but the contract's still pretty fat. And yeah, man, the Wizards, as Derpy's saying here, they didn't even get a first round pick. That just goes to show
we
you
knew the
new
reports go.
new management is not all that thrilled with Bradley Beal's contract, evidently.
All right, so did we get a bag of potatoes? So this is what we got, guys. There were three trade offers on the table. The Miami Heat trade offer didn't have many picks. We don't know if it had Nikola Jovic or Haywood Highsmith. What we knew, it was Kyle Lowry's expiring contract and Duncan Robinson. All right, that was the limit they had set to us for what they were going to offer. The other, we had two packages from the Suns. The first package was the Landry Shamet CP3, which gave us cap flexibility. We'll basically have 30 million in cap space next offseason, which is we're basically going to be like super cap free next year. Allegedly, there was a second trade, but it was never going to be ever approved because Bradley Beal wants to play with this guy. There was a deal centered around DeAndre Ayton, but Bradley
Oh,
Beal shot that deal down because Bradley Beal wants to play with DeAndre Ayton because he's good friends with him after spending time with him on the Team USA squad. So the the reason why they took this Suns deal was it gave them the most immediate cap space while also giving them a player in Landry Shamet and CP3 who are somewhat still tradable to other teams where they might not have to actually keep them, hence why the deal has been held up so they can properly find a third team to trade Chris Paul, with the Clippers, Lakers, and Spurs being rumored as destinations for Chris Paul.
yeah. If I were the Spurs, I'd lock that one up. I'd lock that up ASAP.
I think it's a good fit for the Spurs, you know?
I'd get that going immediately. The thing is, though, does Chris Paul have a say here? Because if Chris
No,
Paul
he
gets
does
traded to
not.
the Spurs, would he want to be waived then?
He would not
Because
be, from my understanding, he would not be waived. The Spurs would want him because the Spurs understand that this season might be Greg Popovich's last, or next year might be Greg Popovich's last. Greg Popovich has yet to sign a contract with the Spurs. He's actually a free agent right now. And he hopes to make a playoff or a deep postseason run with Victor Wembanyama while he's still on a cheap contract and they have cap space.
I'm fully aware of why the Spurs would like Chris Paul, because it would be an A+ move, but I don't know why Chris Paul would want to play for the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, Chris Paul's probably got 2 years left in the league where he can
What do you mean?
start.
He's the NBA Player Association president. They're gonna let him play in the league till forever.
I mean, he can try and play in the league forever. I think his body's gonna and has been disagreeing for several years now, but maybe he should go back to eating meat. Doesn't Chris Paul not eat meat? My point is, Chris Paul has like 2 years left, probably, and that might be generous of being PG1 on a championship level team. And The Spurs don't necessarily tick all the boxes quite yet for a championship caliber team.
No, but what if you want to play minutes, no income tax?
I don't think Chris Paul is too worried about income tax. I would imagine Chris Paul is not going to be a Spur, but uh, I think Chris Paul he should be a Laker. I mean, he should have been a Laker whenever David Stearns vetoed the trade, but his family lives in LA. He was commuting from Phoenix to Los Angeles. Uh, the Clippers makes a ton of sense for Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul and Russ on the same team would be pretty awesome. I just he's a Laker. Chris Paul should be a Laker. We
No,
all know
I
he
would
should be a
love Chris
Laker.
Paul to be a Laker, and we've been waiting. What if he goes to the Clippers and him and Russell Westbrook are a point guard by committee?
Yeah, that's fine. It just seems like I don't know. It just doesn't get me going. Chris Paul running it back with the Clippers,
Doesn't get me going either.
injuries.
I just think the whole thing there, the problem would become that like dude, Russell Westbrook would be so salty.
I don't think he'd be salty.
You
Why
don't
would he
think
be
he'd
salty?
being a backup to Chris Paul
Oh, for sure.
is what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
he doesn't want to be a
So
backup. We saw in LA, the other LA.
we just have breaking news regarding a player who potentially is expected to be traded by this Thursday, aka on draft day. They're expecting this man to be traded, and I want you to take one guess
It's
on.
Zion.
Yep,
It's
they're
Zion.
saying that
Yeah.
Zion Williamson is expected to be traded right now. I'm quickly queuing up this little graphic I made us. And what's interesting about all of this is how it's playing out because supposedly their untouchable player is Brandon Ingram. And Zion Williamson allegedly has no friends within the Pelicans organization. He is supposedly very alone in terms of where he is. So right here we got ourselves a little tweet. Pelicans or people around the league expect the Pelicans to move Zion Williamson by Thursday, per Bill Simmons. Now, this is Bill Simmons. I never believe Bill Simmons because this man is more oftentimes wrong. Am I too loud or am I fine?
I'm fine.
All right. And the quote is the Zion thing is real, real, real subplot. I had somebody tell me yesterday that I trust that he will not be on the Pelicans by Thursday. Is it the Charlotte Hornets? Is he going home? Say going home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming home. You know what song's out?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great song.
What is your thoughts? Is Zion coming back? Or is this just a fugazi and they're just trying to make it? Because the other thing is a team trading for Zion Williamson isn't having a risk because his contract's partially guaranteed. So if he's too fat to play in the league, they can cut his ass real quick and not have much of a dead cap left. What is your thoughts about that? Is Zion able to play, or is he just a fat fuck like Mariah Mills says?
Damn. Mariah Mills is a fat fuck too.
She's thick. She's just a little thick.
And yeah, I
You
think
don't you
that's
don't
what
like your
thick girls say.
BBWs? You don't like BBWs?
I
You
don't know what
don't
that word means.
big beautiful women, bro.
uh,
What about your pogs?
what's
You like
that?
fat ass white girl.
Oh, that's right. I saw that on Twitter recently. I didn't know that was the abbreviation. Um, yeah. Well, Zion on paper to the Hornets is awesome. I don't think Zion ends up getting traded unless they can actually acquire Scoot Henderson. From Charlotte's standpoint, I'd rather have Scoot than Zion, if
Oh,
I'm being
100%.
real. So
This team's already good without Zion. You need a point guard.
yeah, I don't think it. I think it. Hearing it's Bill Simmons was the one who said that
Yeah, I
doesn't do
don't ever
much for
believe
me.
Bill Simmons. And like, no offense to Bill Simmons, read your book, love your book. And like
Nerd.
I love the ringer and stuff, but my thought process, Bill Simmons, is you are a fan, buddy. You're a fan who got famous because you started blogging on ESPN like when the app and the internet was invented. You're like your original fan blog.
It's tough to not succeed when there's no competition.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's tough to.
So
Okay, though, on a scale 1 to 10, quick little segment because I know that Zion Williamson's trade value is supposedly low. Quick on question on a scale 1 to 10,
and
how likely do you think Zion Williamson will be traded, and what is that trade going to be look like? Is he going to for a top 3 pick? And the Hornets are likely to draft Scoot Henderson at this point. Is now the betting favorite. Scoot has taken Brandon Miller as the betting favorite, like he should have been the whole goddamn time.
um probably a 4. Probably a 4, maybe like a 4-2 or a 4-3. It's not the craziest thing in the world that the Pelicans want to trade Zion. I'd want to trade a guy who's had one season in his league where he's played more than 27 games. That's horrible.
Hey,
But
hey, Joel Embiid played less games in his first 4 seasons than Zion Williamson did.
mm, yeah, I mean Joel's work ethic seems a lot better than Zion to me. I'd trust him more. Zion going for number 2. I think that's kind of crazy. I think that's very crazy. I don't even know what the package would look like.
I don't know either, but it does intrigue me to say the least that Zion Williamson is a guy who's being floated out there as expendable.
Yeah, Zion to Charlotte would be cool, but I want that 2 pick. And I don't think I know Zion was linked to the Rockets, but
Is it even worth it? Are you at your dad's right now or back at your place?
none of my dads.
I was about to say, you're definitely not the type of guy to wall mount your TV that quick.
I'm not the type of dude to fucking plant a TV on the wall. My TV's on my desk in my
Yeah.
room.
Alrighty, though. I think Zion, there's a 50% chance. I think it's a coin flip.
Oh, okay.
Because of the reports we're hearing that there's like no
Where
one.
there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah. But they're saying that he has no friends within the organization. Like no one's in Zion's corner. Also, I also think about that first off. Who the fuck wants to be in New Orleans? No offense.
I'd love to be in New Orleans. I've never been.
I've never
I
been
love
either.
Baton Rouge.
But if you're Zion fucking Williamson, out of all the teams in the league that could
Dude,
have.
food, man. Food's really good. Charlotte's not going to be that much better, dude. Charlotte's barbecue is unbelievable.
Oh, Charlotte's barbecue is unbelievable. You know where we should send him? Utah. Convert him to a Mormon.
Yeah, send him to Utah.
Convert him to Mormon.
Well, honestly, in Utah, he might.
He's a sex addict, and they allow polygamy. It's perfect. He can have like 8 wives, and then there's nothing wrong.
But then he'll do not if he can get into polygamy. He's not touching the basketball court.
But then he'll have a bunch of kids, and then all his kids will be in the NBA. And then there'll be a bunch of Williamsons.
I'd send him to the Timberwolves.
Yeah, we'll give you Rudy Gobert.
It might be too cold where he just shelters himself. Those late night booty calls, he might just shelter himself inside in those cold months.
No, we send Kevin Garnett under a conservatorship, and Kevin Garnett lives in with him for like 5 years.
The thing is, Kevin Garnett, I saw it in what's that commercial he's in? He's in a commercial. He had a little bit of a belly. I noticed a little bit of belly on KG, so I don't know if that's the best call.
Are you saying KG's fat?
Well, he's not skinny anymore.
Dude, I got bit by like a spider on my leg.
Oh, dude, when you get bit by a spider, the best is like the ooze that comes out of it. You should like squeeze it.
Yeah, I have squeezed it and it oozed.
Yeah, that's the best.
And like my skin's like leathery where it is.
I don't kill any spiders.
You're a fucking asshole.
For personal beliefs, I don't kill any spiders, but I think it's bad luck.
No, it's crickets that are bad luck.
No, spiders. I don't think killing spiders is a good idea unless it's like really scary and fast. If he's mobile, if a spider's mobile, I might have to make a decision. But if a spider's posted up, if he's got some real estate in like my closet, I'm gonna let you be, man.
Yeah, dude, my whole skin right here is like it's like a half
I can't see
inch.
it.
I know it's on my leg. It's like a half inch of like redness.
Mm, you might have AIDS.
No, I haven't been fucking sheeps in the ass.
Mm.
Alrighty. Well, we got another thing. Do you know why the Heat pulled out on? Because, and I personally believe that if the Heat were fully committed in trading for Bradley Beal, they would have gotten themselves Bradley Beal. And the reason why they didn't fully commit to the Bradley Beal trade, do you want to hear why?
Um, because he doesn't care about state income tax.
No, no, no. They actually pulled out of the deal before it could be finalized, and there's actually an interesting reason to understand why. And that reason is because they are focused on acquiring Damian Lillard, as they personally believe that this will be the season that he demands a trade, or off season at least, is what they're under the assumption that he is going to seek a trade this offseason. That supposedly the offers for the third overall pick so far have been underwhelming and teams are offering nothing. That it is expected at this point that the Portland Trailblazers will be taking Brandon Miller with the third overall pick. And that even though Damian Lillard has been actively recruiting players, players don't want to go to Portland, which will then just force their hand and force Damian Lillard's hand to be like, we can't build here.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
Dame goes? I don't think. I think it's next year.
We were just talking about, or maybe it was just me.
What up, Aaron Barton?
What's up, Aaron? Dude, Dame's getting old, man.
What slander are you about to say about my man?
Dame's got to sit down with himself and look himself in the mirror and be like, and look at your roster. Somebody needs to email the Portland Trailblazers depth chart to Damian Lillard and be like, is this a 1 year thing? Because the answer is no. Unless Shaden Sharp turns into a star next year. I think Shaden will be a stud. Unless Brandon
He's
Miller turns into a
untouchable.
star next year, the Portland's not winning a championship. Maybe they're going to get back into the playoffs. Maybe they can trade 3 for Siakam. Maybe they can get Siakam. Maybe they can get Aiton, whatever it is. Blah blah blah. I don't think. Yeah, maybe they can get John Collins. Uh, None of it's gonna equal a championship. So yeah, I would. If I'm Dame, I'm getting out of there. But I agree with you. I don't think it'll be this year. However, if now that the Bradley Beal just got traded, you might see Chris Paul join the Lakers in the next couple of days. You might see, the Mavs might make a big time move. Um, I'd head east, man. I'd head east
Well,
ASAP.
they said they're only going to trade him east.
Well, yeah, but if I'm Dame, I'm like, damn, dude, our roster just cannot win a championship. Even if
Well,
we
we
make
know
tweaks, we're not
that.
going to win a championship next year.
We know that the Wizards are discussing Kristaps Porzingis in a trade for the third pick. Wouldn't that be crazy that he got
Yeah,
traded?
that works, but
Is
not
he
for a
worth the third
championship.
overall pick?
No, but they're so desperate.
Well, if they trade
You know what?
Kristaps
I'd rather
Porzingis,
have KP or Brandon Miller. I'd rather have KP.
I'm a Wizards fan. What if you gave me the third pick, Anthony Simons, Josip Nurkic, and that? No, you can keep Naz
What?
Little, Keon Johnson, Josip Nurkic, Anthony Simons in the third pick for Kristaps Porzingis, Monte Morris, DeLon Wright, Corey Kespert, and Denny Apia.
It's a it's a big trade.
But like, I feel like then Portland re-signs Jeremy Grant. Their starting lineup then can be Jeremy Grant, Kristaps Porzingis, Damian Lillard. They have DeLon Wright, Monte Morris. They have Denny Apia and Corey Kespert. Then you fill out the roster with and as little. You don't like it.
I I mean, not really, but
The
I
Wizards
guess
would be
it's not
enticed.
inconceivable.
The Wizards, from what I understand, they want to make gut this roster to the studs.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great call.
They basically
It's a
they
pretty lofty price, though.
what?
Like Simons,
Oh, Simons is nothing.
Nurkic.
Do you know Simons? Like from my understanding, Simons has no trade value. He's the league's
Which
worst.
really sucks because he's a hooper.
No, he's like the league's worst defender.
He's a hooper.
He's like the most one-way player on earth.
So who's playing shooting guard for me?
John Davis.
Shaden Sharp? Who?
Oh, I thought you meant for the Wizards. For the shooting guard for them can either be someone they sign, or you have DeLon Wright, Monte Morris, who can also go there. Denny Abdia, Corey Casper, if you want to go big. Corey Casper probably could play shooting guard.
Some of the Portland Wizards. Yeah, I like Kispert. I don't think that happens, but if I'm Dame, I would rather go to Miami than do that. Still, I don't think. I mean, we're getting on the right track, but that's not a championship team still?
No, but it's a top 4 seed. Just players though aren't being traded or like how they were.
The Lakers, the Suns.
I mean, the Lakers can trade straight up for Chris Paul if they package.
Well, I'm saying those are the 3 seeds in the West next year.
Though, yeah, let's just do a little here to clear up this segment. What is the odds you think Damian Lillard
gets traded?
Yeah, 1-5. I mean 1-10.
Oh, 3.
I agree. I was gonna say 4. I think it's more than likely he stays for this season. Now,
yeah, just stupid.
Let's talk about Chris Paul. Chris Paul could get to LA. LA, all they need to do is pick up the team option on Malik Beasley, package Mo Bamba, and they could do it straight up like that. But to entice the Wizards, throw in Max Christie.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna get rid of Max Christie.
Okay, I kind of want a young guy, or give me the 17th pick in this year's draft.
For who? Chris Paul?
Chris Paul. Give me Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba. That's the salary filler. Now either give me Max Christie or a future first or this year's 17th pick.
Definitely also.
You don't want Chris Paul?
For a first round pick? No. I'm chilling with that.
What would you offer for Chris Paul?
I just pay D'Lo.
Yeah, but like you can get rid of Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba.
But I traded for both those players very deliberately.
Yeah, but you're about to waive Mo Bamba, and you're about because his deal's not guaranteed until June 30th, and Malik Beasley has a team option. So you either can turn those guys into Chris Paul.
Yeah, why can't I just do that trade for Chris Paul? I don't
because we want fucking assets.
I don't think you do. Fine, I'll give you 1 second-round pick because you guys.
Okay, well, let's call up the Spurs and be like, give us Doug McDermott and Devontae Graham and your 22nd overall pick this year. And
I'd rather take the Lakers offer.
Okay, well, we'll take Doug McDermott and Devontae Graham off the Spurs' hand if they give us the 22nd overall pick. Or what?
Both of those is it the 22nd?
They have a 24th or whatever. What is the pick that they have? Is it 24?
Who?
The Spurs. They have 2 first-round picks.
Oh.
I think it's like 24, 25, something like that. But I don't know. What if Chris Paul, they just go, we're actually going to keep Chris Paul. And Chris Paul plays half the season on the Wizards and then they buy him out. Have you seen the point guard trifecta picture?
No.
Chris Paul, John Wall, and Russell Westbrook, all 3 have played for the Clippers. All 3 have played for the Rockets, and now all 3 have played, or at least been on, the Washington Wizards.
Trippy.
Isn't that fucking trippy? It's like the point guard trifecta. Though.
Yeah. Bunch of non-winners. Too soon.
Why do you hate? Why do you hate? You're a hater. That's what you are.
No, no.
Uh-huh.
They just none of them won. Definitely none of them came close to winning in Washington.
So we got a question from our boy. What do you call it? Karam. Saying, why did the Wizards give our man Bradley Beal the no trade clause in his contract? Well, Tommy Shepard, the old general manager, front office executive of the Wizards. First off, Bradley Beal insisted on the no trade clause in the contract. He was a genius, and we listened to him, as he probably foresaw his future ending rather soon with the Wizards, and he'd like to choose where he went instead of going to a rebuilding team. And the second thing is we gave him the contract because we were building from the middle and we had no better options.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, from the Wizards, it's like the Zach LaVine with the Bulls. You have a player that you kind of have to keep, and you'll just do what you can do to keep it and hope the rest falls in line. And Bradley Beal, yeah, genius. I forget of who's his agent. I can't remember.
Barlstein.
He did a phenomenal job. I heard Brian Windhorst say after he saw that trade, he called the agent and was like, "That was your best contract ever." Bradley Beal, very smart guy, wanted to take the money from the stance of I want to accept this contract to stay with the Washington Wizards to showcase my loyalty to this franchise. Washington, another non-playoff, doesn't get it working, and so he throws in that no trade clause there to pretty much like make sure he can still be a little bit flexible and not be with the Wizards for his entire career if they're not going to do what they need to do to win. So yeah, great call, Bradley Beal. I mean, on the Suns, I don't even really know what to think about Beal on the Suns, but
So
I like
I like it too. But what I was gonna say, yeah, you're right about Jordan Goodwin.
yeah,
It's official.
but the trade's not official, right? So
No,
we're
no, but
still
he has been officially informed
yeah.
to that he will be included in the trade that he's going to Phoenix,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Well,
So
that's good. That's good for Phoenix right there. I mean, Phoenix, who's their, who do they have that they can retain? A Kogi?
Darius
Um,
Baisley, I was surprised Darius Baisley
yeah,
wasn't signed and traded to the
I don't think
Wizards.
they're too big on him based on not really seeing him, but I mean, that could be a Monty thing. So yeah, I'd retain Torrey Craig,
If
TJ
I don't
Warren,
know if
Jock
they'll be able to
Landale,
afford
Kogi.
Torrey Craig.
I don't think Torrey Craig is getting that much money, but I see what you mean. Yeah,
Like
you have what, four guys now getting paid 30 million.
yeah, and I'm saying
I
that like I don't think he's a veteran minimum contract. Like most of this roster is going to be veteran minimums. I think he's going to be a guy who gets like part of the mid level from like a decent team.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They still have enough players that they can get in free agent retained from free agency where their bench isn't. It's not like, I know right now there's four guys on the freaking roster, but they should be able to fill out enough of their team. I like, I like how I hate super teams. I think they're destined for failure. We haven't seen it since KD on the Warriors, but I like the no egos on this team. However, the last time we saw Bradley Beal play 60 games was 3 years ago, and he played 60 games.
Hmm.
Last time we saw him play over 60 games was in 2018, 2019. So it's like I liked the fit and chemistry better with Chris Paul. However, you know, neither are the epitome of health. So that's like the thing. I'd rather have Chris Paul as far as fit goes, but I actually kind of view Bradley Beal, even though we haven't seen in the last couple of years, I view Bradley Beal as more reliable health wise than Chris Paul. Obviously, the huge age gap. I know you mentioned Bradley Beal wants to play with Ayton. I don't think they should trade Ayton, nor do I think they will. I think realistically, all you can get for depth pieces from DeAndre Ayton is two. I saw an interesting one from Dallas where it was, I think it was like Tim Hardaway Jr. and of course, now I can't think of a single player on the
It
Mavericks. It
was
wasn't a horrible
It's
trade.
like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Davis Bertans and like JaVale McGee for in the
It
10th
was it
pick.
was JaVale, it was JaVale, Tim, and somebody else. It wasn't Bertans. Maybe it was, but whatever.
I'm pretty
Like
sure,
that's
or it
not.
might be Reggie Bullock.
Yeah, he's a free agent though, right?
Is he? I thought.
So it's my point is though, like that was the best trade offer I saw for depth pieces. I don't think they'd be able to get enough depth to make it a big enough move. Like I'd rather keep Aiton
No, I agree.
than
There
get
isn't an
two
upgrade.
critical
They
role
have said
players.
that the market has been rather lean for DeAndre Ayton. So
I think Monty Williams and DeAndre Ayton it just didn't work. I know Suns fans like it too, and it's frustrating at times, like lack of effort, whatever. But the DeAndre Ayton we saw in the NBA Finals that season in general in the playoffs, I'm sure we'll see that again. I just don't. I think him and Monty had they clashed.
Yeah, I don't think they got along that well.
So
Though,
yeah,
listen to this
Suns big
news.
move.
Mavs likely the only team in the running to
Hey, what's up,
sign
Tom?
Kyrie Irving. The Dallas Mavericks appear to be the only bidder to sign Kyrie Irving this offseason. League sources tell Mark Stein of the Stein Line Substack. What are your thoughts when you hear that? Kyrie. Ain't
Yeah, it
nobody
makes sense. I mean,
interested.
the Lakers have made it a big point that they're not interested in Kyrie Irving.
Why?
The only team it um they probably like money. They probably think they're better off with D'Lo or whoever else, Chris Paul, whatever it is, and then leftover money. Kyrie to the Lakers is beautiful, and I think it works so perfectly. But the Lakers clearly think differently. And then, the only other team we've seen that has interest in Kyrie are the Houston Rockets. And I think that's more of like a surface level, like, okay, if Dallas isn't going to pay you a max contract,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll pay you some money for a couple of years if it financially makes sense.
I
But
think he stays in Dallas. I
yeah,
just don't see there's a market
100%.
out there. There's
Yeah.
not money to be given out.
Yeah. I don't think he's going.
Plus, I kind of just think LeBron's going to go to Dallas in a year.
Wow.
Come on, everybody in LA is moving to Dallas, moving to Texas. Joe Rogan already went.
It's true.
All right.
It's true.
Isn't Texas is the new LA, they say.
Yeah, I can't get. I like Texas a lot. I
I
just
ain't never
don't think
been
it's like
except the
I don't think
airport.
it's like LA. However,
Austin.
I've only been to Houston. And I'm sure Austin and Dallas are awesome cities.
I've heard Austin and Dallas are like lit.
Yeah.
I got a couple boys. One of my boys, my old roommate, works for the Dallas Cowboys payroll.
Oh, nice.
He's the guy who finds players and shit and like sends
Nice.
money from the
Oh, that's right.
child
Yeah,
support.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
Though, do the Mavs re-signing Kyrie, do they have a way of improving? Do you think they can trade the 10th pick? Who will they trade the 10th pick for? Like, I really think like DeAndre Ayton is realistic. What about Draymond Green? He's testing free agency. And I keep
Yeah.
seeing that the Jazz are rumored to really want him.
Yeah. I saw one where they're like the
Yeah,
betting favorite to land
they're
them.
the betting favorites to land Draymond Green. And I think that's a good
Mhm.
conversation to start right here. Where the fuck is
Yeah,
Draymond
I think
going?
um I think Dre stays in Golden State. I actually think they might trade Jordan. I think Jordan Poole might be a sneaker trade.
They have been
For
receiving calls and they're looking to trade
and
Jonathan Kuminga.
yeah, I would, if I was a team like, I mean, not Charlotte, maybe Charlotte, honestly, but like, a team that honestly like the Wizards, like a team that needs something, kind of reminds me of like the Rockets getting Kevin Porter Jr. That was like a huge deal for us. Like, but we've seen Jordan Poole without, oh, Curry, I'm losing Dallas. Cool. We've seen Jordan Poole when Steph Curry doesn't play. We saw it last season have a huge impact, like 25 points per game, rebounds, assists, running an offense. We've seen him fill in shoes and be a starting level point guard. He's a starting caliber point guard. I know people like to rag on him, but I mean, you don't just average 25 by accident. But if my point is, if I'm a team like Washington, I would love to take a flyer on Jordan Poole and Jonathan Kuminga. Like I would take both of those guys in a heartbeat. Um, so to go back to Draymond Green, I think Jordan Poole will get traded, and I think Draymond Green wants to run it back at least another season with Golden State. Uh, but if that doesn't happen, it would not surprise me in the slightest if Dallas Mavericks actually did sign Draymond Green. I would rather sign Green and then try and draft a guy like Taylor Hendricks or whatever, uh, and use free agency money than trade the 10th pick for DeAndre Ayton or Miles Turner, because I think those are really the only two guys I can think of. Maybe
Do
like
you
a John
trade? Okay,
Collins, but the Christian Wood experiment was so bad. It's
dude,
actually really
and
funny
yeah,
how
we're
bad it
hearing
was.
that what team was it? The Heat one Christian Wood, but
Do they really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're
I don't know
interested in.
how. What's up, Josh? I don't know how on earth they're
What up,
interested in
Joshua?
Christian Wood.
But no, so when I look at this, we've heard Zach LaVine maybe being
Yeah.
available for trade.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Jr., either Davis Bertans or I guess it would have to be Davis Bertans. Tim Hardaway Jr.,
You
Davis
know,
Bertans, JaVale McGee, and the 10th pick for Zach LaVine. You're a Bulls fan.
no. They won't trade for Levine. I can't have 3 point guards.
Why didn't the
I guess.
Mavs try to get into the sweepstake for the Kyrie? I'm not Kyrie, Bradley Beal.
Well, same thing with Levine. Why would I have Luca, Kyrie, and Beal or Levine? It just
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean
make much sense.
defense wise, that team would be fucking
But even
horrendous.
just like fit wise, I don't think that.
Too
Yeah,
much.
offense and defense. That's
Yeah,
just
the
too
ball
much.
would. They're all
I don't even
ball.
think it'll work with. I mean, Beal's a good off ball player.
What
I don't
about
think that would.
this? Nikola Vucevic is still extension eligible. Sign and trade Vooch for McGee, 10th pick, Davis Bertans, and Tim Hardaway Jr.
Not bad. Uh, I think the Bulls. I think we're pretty set on retaining him. I know the
Yeah,
Celtics
Celtics are
keep
dark
the
horse.
Celtics keep popping up for Vucevic, and Vucevic on the Celtics makes all the sense in the
All the
world. I
sense
would
in the
actually love to
world.
see that.
And then they put
I
him as
think
the betting favorites to get Vooch
that
too.
would be perfect. But I don't think the Bulls do that. Um, I don't think the Bulls lose Vooch. I really don't think we lose him.
What if we call up the Mavs call up the Hawks? We've
Yeah,
heard this
that's
one.
the
This has actually been talked about. John Collins in the 15th pick for Davis Bertans and probably like McGee in the 10th pick.
Yeah, I mean, I know Aaron said something about that. I'm sure you
It
would love to trade. He would, if I'm a Hawks fan and I can trade a top 15 pick for John Collins straight up, no questions asked. I think a lot of them would do it. Uh, from the Hawks standpoint, yeah, I'll do that in a heartbeat. But from the Mavs side, I don't, John Collins is not a bad player.
he's not.
So
He's not, but is he but at that point, getting rid of Davis Bertans' contract and maybe Jameel McGee's and you only move 5 spots down and you gain John Collins, who's making 24 million, 25. Not
oh,
bad.
so you move 5 spots down. Are you saying the Mavs would get the Hawks first round pick
Yeah,
in that?
the Mavs will get
Oh
John Collins
wow.
and the 15th pick in
What the hell
exchange
are
for
the Hawks doing?
well, the Hawks move up 5 picks and they just take on a bad contract. Davis Bertans kind of fits Quinn Snyder's system. He would be like Georges Niang.
Wow, that would really show what they think of John Collins. I guess that's not even inconceivable. I think that's a horrible trade, but it's not hard to believe.
Horrible trade for who?
Um, for the Hawks, dude. I don't
I mean,
think
unless
moving
they go
five
up with
up
the
for
10th
John
pick and they
Collins.
draft someone that they really like who they think's an impact player.
Yeah, they could be thinking that. Um, and yeah, maybe snag some depth pieces from Dallas, but yeah, that works for Dallas. Fuck, dude, that works perfectly for Dallas. I would do that in a second.
Karam says he'd rather have Capella over Collins. I mean, that's another one. What about, Tim
Yeah,
Hardaway,
I'd rather
Davis
have a rim
Bertans,
runner.
and the 10th pick for Clint Capella in the 15th? You move 5 spots down and you get yourself a center.
What did the Mavs get from that?
They
Or
keep the first round pick
the
and
Hawks. What did
the
the Hawks
Hawks.
still? It's just moving up
So
5 picks.
trading away Clint Capella, what it does is trading away Clint. What this does is open up the roster spot for Onyeka Okongwu to finally start. Who Onyeka Okongwu is entering his 4th season as the team's backup center. And this is the year you find if you don't trade Clint Capella or at least don't start Onyeka Okongwu, that means you've given up on Okongwu, even though this wasn't the front office that got Okongwu. You kind of, going into year 4, you kind of got to give Okongwu those minutes. Clint Capella's there. You gave him also an extension, so it's like Clint's tradable. I think it's time
Yeah,
to give Onyeka the run.
I think Clint makes a lot more sense than Collins in that value.
Yeah, but I think Collins might want to get out of town at this point.
Oh, he definitely wants to get out of town.
I don't think he
Yeah.
enjoys being in Atlanta.
No, I don't think so either.
Now, let's move over to some other news, and that being the fact that the NBA is at a point where so many rumors are going on that it's hard to conceive what's going to happen because we got teams making moves, okay? But we don't know if like dude, supposedly Calvin Sampson and Monty Williams were like serious considerations to be, you know, so we to be the Bucks head coach. But I
Oh well.
wanted to talk about a
Who's the Bucks
man.
head coach?
Oh, dude. So Quinn Snyder, we'll talk. Dude, I don't know if you want the Hawks talk or if you want the James Harden talk right now, but there's some news that just came out about Quinn Snyder. You know, like how we keep saying he has roster control?
Yeah.
He came out rebutting that, saying that
Oh.
he actually doesn't have roster control.
Hmm.
And yeah, Quinn Snyder says right here, claims he doesn't have ultimate control over Hawks roster.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine then it's more of a
It's a collective
yeah,
process, collaborative
yeah.
process.
I think that's a good call. I mean, if Quinn Snyder had a couple rings, maybe even one ring, um, you'd probably be more comfortable doing that. But I think exercising, giving your head coach full control could be maybe not right now, but that could be a problem because you're not always going to see eye to eye. So
No, completely. But like it's interesting that we hear that he just came out and blatantly said like, nah, bro, like stop saying that like I run this roster. Like ain't just
mm,
me here. Just
yeah,
interesting that he came out and said it, you know? Or at least in my mind, I think it's interesting that he came out and said it. That Quinn Snyder has denied prior reports that he maintains ultimate control over the roster of the Atlanta Hawks.
yeah. I
Stinking.
mean, it's
That
not if it's not true. I definitely don't want Hawks fans beaming at me like if I'm just the coach, like yeah, I have some say, especially in the draft process. But yeah, I don't have final say. Don't put
words
yeah.
in my
I mean
mouth.
yeah.
Uh, thank
I would say the same thing.
Thank you, Mr. 81. Past couple days, I have not posted as much, but there was a 10-day period where I was posting like 15 videos a day. Last month, I've
Jesus,
posted 260 videos.
Jesus Christ.
I've made a lot of money though
All right.
off of it. I'm very happy. I have a very big May paycheck coming.
Nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
in a couple. That's in 2 days.
yeah, and I also fucking made. I've already like almost made like a little over half of what I made last month this month. I gotta like stay up probably tonight and then do a bunch of draft work. I've just been hit with sleep.
Mm.
But Bertans McGee in the 10th pick for Capella in the 15th. I'd do it. I'd do it. That's not a bad deal. But
Yeah,
when you
that's a
look
lot more.
Davis
I
Bertans,
like that one a lot more.
I think people are underrating Davis Bertans. I know he's not a great player, he's overpaid. But the Jazz under Quinn Snyder always had a guy like a Georges Niang who was like a three-point shooter who took a lot of three-point shots.
Kelly Olynyk,
I mean,
not a
Quinn Snyder
clinic.
wasn't there when Kelly was, but the thought
Oh
process,
shit, because he's right there, or he's there right now.
yeah. So I think my thought is that when you look at this situation, the reason why the Hawks are like cool with Davis Bertans is Quinn Snyder's going like, dude, power forward. Comes in 18 minutes a night. We tell him to shoot 10 3-pointers. Ooh. Bertans is not better than Capella, Aaron Barnes. Bertans is very much a role player.
But
Capella.
Bertans and Onyeka are better than Capella. What's up, Jay?
What up? Yeah, no, probably. What up, Jay? Yeah, probably I would agree with that. But like the thought process is you could then run lineups where it's like DeAndre Hunter, DeJounte Murray, Trey Young, Davis Bertans, Onyeka Okongwu, or Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu, Davis Bertans, DeJounte Murray, Trey Young. Like you got a lot because Davis can play small forward and power forward, and the red rifle, or what is it? The Latvian Laser, my apology. The Red Rifles at Andy Dalton. The Latvian Laser is what Davis's Bertans' nickname. Latvian Laser.
Do you know Clint Capella's nickname?
No, what is it?
Do you know where Clint Capella's from originally?
Sweden. I mean Switzerland.
I did not know that till just now.
Is
His
he
nickname,
Swiss chocolate?
Swiss Bank.
Ah, that's
Great
good.
name.
Great name. Great name. Great name. Swiss Bank for Clint Capella. I thought it was gonna be. What did I say?
You can
Swiss
only
chocolate.
call him Swiss Bank on this channel.
Is that
for the
racist?
rest
That
of the
wasn't
time.
racist. I said Swiss chocolate.
No, that's not racist.
That's not racist. That's a thing.
No.
Uh,
I
but
like that nickname a
isn't
lot.
Swiss chocolate good? Yeah, Swiss chocolate.
Is there another black player from Switzerland in the league right now that we can call Swiss chocolate?
No, but you know who we should call Bobby Klintman when he comes in? He's from Sweden.
How's that?
Prospect? Yeah, prospect. He was in the draft and he withdrew. He went to Wake Forest and now he's going to play for the Taiping Cans or the Cans Taipans.
The hell is that?
Australia.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
He's Swedish.
I was thinking of a can.
We should call him either the Swedish meatballs or IKEA.
The Swedish meatball. I like that a lot.
The Swedish meatball, but yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But no, I think this is going to be a huge thing. A little thing I want to talk about on the Hawks, the DeJounte Murray being available for trade.
Trade him.
Wow. Why? Because he's expiring and he won't stay?
That certainly helps. Yeah.
You're a pessimistic guy. That's what you are.
Do you think he stays? I don't think he stays.
No, but I think you could sign and trade him for Jaylen Brown next year.
Ugh, could you know? Yeah, okay.
DeAndre Hunter,
yeah.
I'll offer them in a year. Hey, sign him to the max. This is me calling. You're the Celtics.
I can't see you.
But I know I'm calling. I have my phone up. Answer the fucking phone.
Okay.
Ring, ring, answer the fucking phone. Hey.
Who am I?
You're the Celtics.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown, we heard that Jaylen Brown's requested a trade. We'll offer you a sign and trade, DeJounte Murray on a 4-year, $120 million deal, and DeAndre Hunter, and a future first-round pick for Jaylen Brown.
Not even a hello. I'm here at Butler's gym, working out at my alma mater, where I was a very successful head coach, getting a lift in, and you give me a call and you don't even start it off with a hello. I didn't even listen to you.
But now I'm hanging up.
I didn't listen. Can you hear it again? Because I actually was thinking about how you didn't say hello at first. So
sign and trade DeJounte Murray on like a 4-year deal.
Okay.
DeAndre Hunter and a future first or a first-round pick from that year's draft for Jaylen Brown straight up. And Jaylen Brown's requested a trade, let's say. And he's already signed that Supermax.
Sure. I mean,
because that way you walk away as the Celtics. You get yourself a point guard in Murray. You get DeAndre Hunter as the positional replacement for Brown.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, it works. It's just hard to have this convo because we're talking about a year from now, and things could change. But if they don't, yeah, I mean, this probably works.
All right, last topic before we play good old.
Not even a goodbye.
Okay, goodbye, you fucking cunt. Get that lift, and I hope you have a fucking hernia.
Call me in a year.
Yeah, hope you.
We'll see you guys in the playoffs. Oh wait, look at that! I got the final laugh. We met in the playoffs, and I beat you. I should have gone off of that.
I bet MA fucked your wife.
I've already hung up.
All right, so James Harden has given renewed consideration to re-signing with the Sixers, according to Mark Stein of the Stein Line. What is your thoughts?
What you're telling me is the Phoenix Suns didn't want me. The Houston Rockets want me, but for like 2 years won't pay me a max. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know
Wait,
what?
the Houston Rockets don't want to give him the max?
Philly doesn't want to give him the max.
Yeah, the Philadelphia 76ers aren't desperate to re-sign James Harden.
Yeah, no team's desperate to acquire me right now with my prolific playoff career. What? Sure, I'll re-sign with Philly. Yeah, I think he re-signs with Philly. I think it makes too much sense to. I mean,
TP, I
Phoenix
bet
would have been perfect,
Nick
but
Nurse came over with like a bunch of strippers, and as he had like the cheeks in his face, they both had cheeks in his face. Okay,
Nick Nurse is actually like Mike Malone.
Michael Malone.
Yeah,
Michael Malone likes strippers.
I I would imagine Mike Malone doesn't not like strippers.
Uh, I
I don't
mean,
think he's opposed to it based on the parade. He's not calling them, but like if a stripper appears, I don't think Michael Malone's being like, get him out of here. Nick Nurse, I think, would be like, get him out of here.
what do you mean?
Nick Nurse seems very rigid. He seems a little rough around the edges he seems like if I had to analyze Nick Nurse on a guy I've never met, it would be he's worked his ass off to get to where he's gotten and to achieve what he's achieved. And he puts everything into it and he expects the same in return from his players
I mean
in a
that.
more professional manner than like I don't think James Harden calling up Nick Nurse in the second round of the playoffs being like, I need a break, I'm going to Vegas for the night would be like, okay. Like what he just did. Like Doc Rivers is just gonna be like, okay. Mike Malone's gonna be like, when's the flight? I'll come with you. Even though it's the playoffs. We just won our playoff series. I'm gonna come with you. That's my joke, is like Mike Malone's like with it. Um, Nick Nurse would probably be all set with James Harden going to Vegas and in the playoffs.
This is the conversation Nick Nurse and Michael Malone had during the when they. I mean, not Michael Malone, Nick Nurse. Can you hear the audio?
Yeah, that was a confusing sentence for me.
This is the conversation Nick Nurse and James Harden had when Nick Nurse brought the strippers.
It's funny. I haven't been in Temecula in what 23 years.
Yeah, I would be shocked.
This is how they sat there. James Harden and Nick Nurse.
Oh, you have
strippers.
something on the screen, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Just like-
There's something on the screen.
Have you noticed him saying overtly sexual things to me, touching me?
I haven't.
This is what
Oh,
happened.
that is disgusting. But don't get me wrong, I have an erection.
Can I tell you a deep, dark secret I ain't never told anyone before?
Oh, baby. I really would
What
rather
show
not.
is
I'm
this?
This is
tired.
the movie, The Goods. You've never seen it? Watch it.
No, I want to watch this movie now. Let me throw it in Google.
Oh, it's. I think it's on Pluto TV for free.
Pluto TV.
Yeah, or it might be back on HBO. The
Goods
Goods.
live hard, sell hard.
It's so good. Such a good movie.
Ooh, we're getting roll call. I have my third Top Golf championship in a row here. Some would say, some have actually compared it to Michael Jordan's. By some, I mean me. We're going for our third straight Top Golf championship tonight.
With you? You just by yourself?
No, with my team.
Who's your team?
And yeah, we're going for 3 straight, which I'm going to assume has never been done at the Fort Myers Top Golf location. But I'm feeling good. I actually need to go to the gym or to the range on my way home. I
Alrighty.
haven't golfed in a couple of weeks.
Let's do Pirtle. Pirtle's on the screen, buddy.
Yeah, I'm very delayed and very laggy on the screen, by the way.
It's a work in progress.
Just not a fan of this, but yeah. All right, let's see it. What do we got here? Pirtle's not fun for me on these anymore. The last time we played it, you had like 4 guesses when I'm just seeing the silhouette.
What's your guess?
Well, I haven't seen the silhouette show up on the screen.
Take a guess. Just take a fucking
Well, I
guess.
don't know who it is. Oh, here we go. Brandon Jennings.
Well, he is not in the league.
You wanted to guess. I'm gonna go with Lou Williams.
I actually thought, do they still have Lou in this? They don't have Lou.
No, I will go with. Oh my God, his face is.
He's in the East. They still haven't updated Bradley Beal as traded.
Did you guess Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
It looks like a skinny Jason Tate, but
Oh my God, it's Herb Jones. No, it's in the East. Never
you said
mind.
he's in the East. Dude, that looks so much like Herb Jones. Are you guessing and stuff? Because I have this pause.
Yeah, it's still guessing.
Give me some details. What are the details?
He's he's close. He's 28 or 27. He's not a guard. He's in the East.
Do we have a division?
No. He's either in the Atlantic or the Central. I think maybe I'm taking a guess.
Let's go. I don't
Go,
know.
go, go.
Well, it's not Tyrese. He's too young. Do you think this is a white guy or
Black guy.
okay?
I'm gonna try Tobias. Okay, he's in the
Too
Atlantic.
skinny.
He's a forward center. He's above the height of 6'9". I mean 6'7", but his number's higher than 12.
It's not Randall. It's not Mitch Robb. It's not Hartenstein.
He's a weird looking
So
mother.
he's 100% 28 or 29.
Yeah, is this like a Nets player? Let me try.
Who would it
Duran.
be if my Nets? No, it's 28 or 29-year-old.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Can't be Claxton. Kind of looks.
He's not in the
too
Nets.
small.
It's either Knicks, Celtics, or
I don't think it's a Nick.
what's the other team?
Is it Luke
Knicks?
Cornett? I think Luke Cornett was just the Pirtle the other week.
Dude, you are fucking amazing.
Is it Luke Cornett?
Yeah, it's Luke Cornett.
Let's go. So it's a white dude? That was a white dude?
That was not a white dude's head. That was a
what?
That was a funny looking white dude.
I
Malachi
need to see
Flynn.
this picture. Malachi Flynn's a great guess.
It's the lunch guy in the
here we go.
cafeteria.
How is that Luke Cornett?
Okay, dude. Thomas Perry even said it too. Definitely some frumpy hair. Hope that's not racist. It wasn't. He had frumpy hair. I want to say he had Herb Jones hair.
Even Aaron said white dude.
Dude, Herb Jones. Dude,
Aaron said it was a white dude. Herb Jones looked like, yeah.
All right. We're going to figure out your lagginess, but I don't lag. First off, this is going to be great when we have a studio because there'll be no fucking lag. It's a Zoom call.
Yeah. It probably won't be a Zoom call when we're in a studio.
No, it will be because we'll have fucking like 4 cameras.
Yeah.
We'll have 3.
Okay.
We'll have 1 camera each as a close up, and then I want a wide shot camera.
I'm gonna do a lot of pans.
I do want to do a lot of
We're gonna need to
pans.
hire some high school editor.
No,
do a
what
lot
we'll
of
probably
pans
do,
during takes.
we'll probably for the if I'm still at Miami while when we get the studio, I'll probably say that I'm offering undergraduate students like credits or some shit, and I'll work with the school to get
What if
us
we just
interns.
why don't we just lie and tell them they're gonna get something, not money. To
No.
be honest with you, if I was like, you have to do an internship. If I could actually do this for an internship, oh my god, that's like the best job in the world.
Aaron, yes, we
It's like
are.
an hour of work a day.
Aaron, we are planning a studio. That has been the whole plan. I'm moving to I chose to move to Florida to be closer to him so we can do a studio. And he's planning on moving to Boca Raton, which is about only actually 20-30 minutes away from where I'll be living. Because I'm not living in downtown Miami where I was originally planning on living in Fort Lauderdale, which you should just move to Fort Lauderdale. It's just as lit as Boca.
I have no interest in living in the city of Miami.
That's what I'm saying. Live in Fort Lauderdale. That's in a
I
different
want to
county.
get as far as
Fort
possible.
Lauderdale's a different fucking county.
Yeah, Lauderdale might. Wait, isn't
Miami's Miami-Dade County.
Lauderdale's still pretty big? There's cruise ships in Lauderdale.
Boca Raton's bigger than Fort Lauderdale.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's shocking.
Like, for people our age, you want to live in Fort Lauderdale. If you live in Boca Raton, you're going to be living with 60-year-olds.
I'd rather live with 60-year-olds, but be near 20-year-olds.
That's Fort Lauderdale. Boca Raton's just straight up just like locals, old people.
Yeah, that's what I like.
And it's like super expensive, Boca.
Yeah.
Like Fort Lauderdale's cheaper and more to do. And like there's places where you can find your quietness. Like you could live in like
solitude.
You could live in like Davie or Myanmar.
Or live in a cave?
No, but like you could live in Davie or Myanmar. Aaron.
Yeah.
I'll take you up on that offer. I got to drive a U-Haul and my dog down. But like, yeah, because I'm going to be technically I'm living like Hollywood Beach. Because I'm going
to come visit you when I can.
Yeah, come. I'm getting like at least a 2 bedroom, but I'm trying to get a 3 bedroom condo or house. But I'm looking at condos because I'm probably gonna be living right on the beach, like on the sand. Yeah, so like if you come visit me, like we literally like we walk down from my condo, like the places I'm touring Friday, like 6 of them are we walk down, we either cross the street or go to the back and it's beachfront property.
Nice.
So
That's how you gotta do it.
yeah, so I'm gonna be just fine.
For a homeowner, though, that's a little stressful.
Why? Hurricanes?
You own a home next to the water. Yeah, but just like wear and tear too.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a condo, so I'll be a few floors up. A couple places I'm looking a bit.
Oh, okay. It's a condo. That's right.
Yeah, and they don't have houses on the beach out
Oh
here.
yeah, so you don't. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
The houses I'm looking are more inland, or like I'm looking at a few penthouses that are more inland.
You know the show's demonetized, right? I'm just kidding. We talked about it before.
Yeah, but I make like 13 to 1500 off my YouTube channel a month, and then I'll have a job.
Are you gonna pay for like? Oh, you have a job.
Yeah, like I already have a job lined up with Miami,
That's good.
and then I'm getting a second one, so like I'll be making like 3 to 4 grand hopefully a month. I just won't have a
So
life.
you could make 3 to 4 grand on YouTube a month.
Well, that's the plan. And then I'll eventually be able to quit my job.
True, that's right.
I'm starting a second channel. I mean, not second, a fourth or fifth. I'm like going hard on NFL this here, and then this is our second channel. Then third is the football. Then I'm starting a fourth one, which is independent journalism. I'm actually like working on 2 projects right now. It's gonna be a lot more like I'm actually using my camera I have and shit like that, and like it's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be kind of like actual journalistic shit. So I'm trying to do that shit. And then I'm also I have a book idea and a TV show idea that I'm like working on right now that I want to start selling my screenplays.
How do you? What's the process of a? I want to write a book so badly.
You write an
And just
abstract.
have a.
I mean, there's
physical-
2 ways. If you want to get paid while you're writing it, you write an abstract, which is
Yeah.
what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna send
I
my
want that.
my abstract to a company and give them a pitch, and then
Publisher.
yeah, like a publishing company, and you give them a pitch, and then they ask you how much money you want to write this book. I'm just gonna ask for like 10 grand, and then
And do you get no royalties? Because it's just upfront.
it depends. Probably for my first one, no, or I could work in a small percentage, but as you get bigger, yes.
That's not the route I want to take. I want to write something and have it in physical form so that I can use.
Yeah, that's what some people do. They write it.
'Cause
They write the
I've got-
books. They write the books, and then they send it to an editor to get edited, and then they go hit up publishing companies, and they're like, "Hey."
That's what that's what I want to do because I have an Instagram with
But
almost
there's-
100K that I cycle. I push them into my Substack with writing where I have their emails and all that. So like
How many followers you
they're
got on your
already
Substack?
existing. What was that?
How many followers on Substack do you have?
I don't know, maybe only like 100. I've only written like 4 or 5 things. I just throw it in the link and people click it. So I know basically the point is like I have emails of people, but I'm growing all these Instagrams within this page on Just Culture because I'm gonna get eyeballs on whatever I drop. I just want to have a physical thing to sell.
Yeah, no. The only problem when you go that route is there's a chance you write it and then nobody wants to publish it, so then you have to self-publish, and then like
That's what I don't know anything about publishing.
what you would do
Is there a way to independently publish?
Yes, you just go to an independent press. Like you go to you're in Fort Myers, so what's the nearest university to you?
Florida Gulf Coast.
You go to Florida Gulf Coast, ask them if they have a press. Most schools do. They'll probably say yes. You go to their press and you be like, I have a book, can you press this? And they'll be like, yeah, what format? Then they'll give you a quote on how much it'll be for one book and then how many for X amount of books. And then
No shit.
And then you get it pressed, and then at the bottom will say like Florida Gulf Coast Pressing Company. Will say that.
Dude, that's a genius idea. There's this guy I know in Miami who wrote he's a big Instagram following and he wrote a like meditation journal guide. But he made them and sold them in his fucking apartment.
Yeah, no, I just interviewed a guy who he's on his fourth state now, but he did Iowa, Minnesota, and Nebraska, where he visits every single town and municipality and then create. So like in Iowa, there's like 300, in Kansas there's 483. Right now he's in the middle of doing all 483. And he did the 3 other states that he's already completed. He wrote travel guides for them.
Oh,
And
shit.
self
That's sweet. That's
releases
genius.
them and self publishes them. And dude,
Yeah, that's genius.
and the only social media he does is Facebook.
Wow.
He has like 30,000 followers on Facebook, does no Instagram, no nothing. He's like, it's all Facebook. He's like our age. He's 23. And
Jeez, yeah,
he's
it's
done,
genius.
he's visited already 3 states, like every single town in those states. Now he's in the middle of doing Kansas. And then he's going to do South Dakota and a few other Midwest states to get to 10. And the way he's like financed it is through selling tour guides that he makes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they're like 300
Dude,
paid.
if he like was on TikTok and he like properly documented that, I'm sure he would
So
skyrocket.
TP, so I got a few stories. Here's one. If you guys steal this from me, I will fucking kill you. Every single one of you. So I have a story I'm writing right now. I've been joking around. It's called The Modern Breaking Bad. So I had my third friend died this past. I had a third friend die this past year. Second one to
Jeez.
overdose on fentanyl. Like one of my high school best friends just died last week. And
Jeez.
yeah, his mom found him in the basement, overdosed on
Oh,
fentanyl.
jeez.
Yeah. And I came up with a story where about a guy who is like a low-level coke dealer, and his best friend overdoses on cocaine from being laced with fentanyl. So what the main character starts to do is he goes to Colombia and comes back and he learns how to make the purest cocaine. And he starts selling as a supplier the best and most purest cocaine on the market. And then he's in the pilot, it'll quickly time lapse where he ends up being one of the larger kingpins in the area. But then he starts hearing reports that people are overdosing on his cocaine. So the show would be about how he hunts down the dealers who buy the coke from him and cut it with fentanyl and other drugs and murders them. And the show is called Merchant of Death.
Oh, that's sweet. I
Isn't,
like that.
Isn't that? Yeah. So the whole show, it's not about him being the dealer. No, he's hunting down the people who buy his super pure cocaine and cut it and start killing people. And he kills them. And then he'll call 911 off their phone after he kills them and leave all the evidence out for them to find out and figure out.
You have any ideas on the lead part?
No, I just wrote down the whole outline of the show. And now I'm actually going to start writing it. But that's
I like it a lot.
I've told everyone that show. Everyone at first is like kind of like, oh, this sounds basic. But as soon as I tell the part where they hunt down the dealers, cutting this shit down and kill them, and then like leave everything out so the cops can find it, everyone's like, that's actually so dope. Because the whole show would be about how he's kind of like a vigilante.
Yeah.
Because all he wants to do, because like in the whole show there would be like in the pilot explaining how actual cocaine overdoses are extremely rare. It is so hard to actually overdose from, if you were just doing
just pure coke.
Pure coke, your nose would start gushing blood. Like you physically, like it's possible, but you would have to be such an addict or have such a tolerance that like a normal person, their nose would just start gushing blood, or like if they were smoking it, they would just start throwing up.
Yeah. It's crazy being at this age and people keep dying from fentanyl overdoses.
Well, that's like most
crazy.
drug overdoses. It's you don't typically die from that drug. No, you die.
No, I know. I'm just saying like that it's happening.
Oh yeah,
to people we know.
Yeah,
at this age.
Yeah, no, dude. I've lost 3 friends. One killed himself this past year. 2 died from fentanyl.
Jeez.
Yeah, 2 of my best friends.
People be dying.
Yeah, used to hang out with them every single day in high school. Still hasn't hit me, but I mean, I lost touch with them, and drugs have really taken a hold of their lives. But yeah, no, it's fucking crazy, man. So that was today's episode, guys. Hope you guys liked our banter at the last 15 minutes. Also, like, I don't know. I fucking love this. I feel like it just looks more professional than StreamYard. My whole problem with StreamYard is every other show looks like that.
Looks like every other bitch.
You know,
Looks
do
like
you get what
every
I'm
other
saying though?
bitch.
Like every other show.
I don't watch too much shows on YouTube, so I'm not really sure.
Well, I do like research to compare mine, and like already with this, we look so much different.
Oh, nice. I'm so freaking laggy.
We're gonna fix that. We're gonna figure it out.
What's something I can do with lag? Ooh, the robot.
All right, guys, this is today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, be a friend and tell a friend. Like, comment, and subscribe.
I will not be home till probably 4, and then I got Top Golf at 7.
So I'll edit.
That would be wonderful.
All right, boys.
Thank you.
I'm
Here's
heading out.
TP.
Cheers, boys.